Hi everyone, this is Rose with Goddess Love Tarot Therapy, and today I just want to do a little bit different of a reading because I was asking myself earlier, what's the difference really between a twin flame connection and a dark twin flame connection? You know, we've all heard about the fake twin, and personally, I don't think there's a fake anything. I think the people that come into your life were meant to come into your life for certain reasons. And if they are part of this twin flame journey, they're meant to be a part of your journey. So I don't think that there's a fake twin that can really exist. I think there's a true twin flame and a dark twin flame. And you could be in either one of the connections. And I want to go over the answers that I got from Spirit regarding the differences between a dark twin flame and a true twin flame connection. So you can decide what the connection is that you're in. Now, the twin flame dynamic is so new. Basically, there's not a whole lot of information that we know about the twin flame connection. So you have to keep an open mind when you're in this journey or on this journey, because so many things could develop within your journey that people really don't know a whole lot about. So just keep your mind open, because really what this journey is about is to help you clear out the old cobwebs to make way for the light to come in, because we're on a journey to fulfill a mission. We're here because we're meant to change the dynamic of the world we know as a collective consciousness. So this journey is to teach us about our own consciousness, our own awareness, and to be okay with our own individual self, separated from the connection, but knowing that we are connected to everything. So it's a pretty big concept. And this journey is to just teach you certain things about your own awareness. Okay, so let's just make that clear before we get into a true flame or a karmic flame or a dark flame or whatever you want to call it. Because really, a twin flame is you. You are your own twin flame. And when you get to the end of your journey or understanding, you will realize that you really are your own twin flame. But the process to get there can be very different for all of us. So I want to go over the difference between whether you're in a dark twin flame, which is a lot more toxic, and a true twin flame, the difference between the dark and the light, because there are some major differences that you should be aware of when you're on this journey. Because if you're in a dark twin flame connection, you have to be a lot more careful, because there are entities out there, there are beings out there, there are things out there that we do not understand, that we are not fully aware of, that want to stop this connection for various reasons. And it's because we're on a journey to change things. And there's a lot of dark entities out there that don't want things to change, okay? So they want to stop us from fulfilling our mission. So you have to kind of use discernment when you're in a connection that is darker and more toxic. Because if you're not clearing out those cobwebs and you're staying stuck with those cobwebs, you're not getting anywhere. And this journey is for nothing at that point. So be aware of the connection you're in. So this is the cards I got for the first set of cards I got for the darker twin flame connection. Okay, the cards that I pulled for this are the Seven of Wands, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Swords in reverse. So with the Seven of Wands, Spirit is telling us that you feel that you're always on guard in this connection, that you have to stand up for yourself. You're defensive in that you're protecting something. Okay. Things seem to be very challenging in this connection. It seems that maybe this person is always challenging you in some kind of way. They could be territorial as well and forceful in some areas of this connection. But you do feel that you're under attack a lot in this connection. So if you're in a dark twin flame connection, you are going to be feeling like you're more targeted or attacked in some way. You may also feel that you're the one who has to always take the high road, okay? Because there's a lot of sabotage, it seems, that happens in this connection. So you're the one that's always taking the high road to get past that kind of energy. And you also could be used as a scapegoat in this connection. So this person that is your dark twin in this dynamic could be using you as a scapegoat and blame you for the things that they do, the reasons they do these things. They make it about you. It's never about them. It's like they don't feel any growth. They don't grow with you in this connection. I believe if you're with a person who's a darker twin flame, you're growing a lot because they're triggering you in many ways. And they have a tendency to bring out some of the deepest rooted wounds within us because they're so vile at times and they really hit nerves. They can strike a nerve better than anybody else that you may have in your life. And this is why you think also that this is your twin flame connection, because they're doing these things and then they leave. But when they leave, they're leaving to run away from problems. And this is one of the differences between a darker twin flame connection and a true twin flame connection. Because of the toxicity that this relationship or this dynamic can have, being with a darker twin flame can also bring about illness. And this can bring about illness within you or illness within them. Because there are so many toxic things that have been stored in the body, they start to move around. You're moving around the energy of these things. And when you're doing that, it brings these toxins up into the body, and the body starts to react to it physically, especially if you don't release it. So if you're feeling a lot of toxic energy or toxic feelings in this connection, you need to release it somehow. Cry it out, write it out, vent it out somehow. Do what you got to do to release this emotion. Because if you try to store it within you, you can make yourself sick in this connection. So that's very important if you find yourself in this type of dynamic with your twin flame. With the Six of Swords, it talks about finding it hard to move on and being stuck. So, and repeating a lot of what happens in the past. So, not only are you defensive this whole time, you're being stuck in the past and repeating the past over and over. It seems like you cannot get past a certain situation, that it keeps repeating itself. So, that's another sign that you're in a darker twin flame relationship. You may seem to have to sacrifice a lot more in this connection also, or that the person you're with sacrifices a potentially happy future somehow. Even when things are going good in this connection, they will sabotage it and they will do something to turn it around and shift the energy to turn it toxic again. So even when things are going really good in this connection, they'll find a way to make it turn bad. And you ask yourself, why would they want to turn a situation bad that's going good? Because that's what they know how to do. They're very toxic people. They're toxic energy. They have a lot of toxicity within them, and that is what they know how to do. And this person could just be a mirror, like a twin flame is supposed to reflect us, but it could also be an entity that has come in and stepped into this twin flame position to stop you from advancing, okay, and learning your lessons so that you can advance, so that you can let in the light. They want to keep you in the dark. They want to keep you in a lower vibration. So if you're in this type of connection, you have to be really careful about who or the intentions of who you're with are, okay? And it's so hard to tell what's real and what's not sometimes, because in the spiritual realm it's really hard to tell anyway what's real and what's not sometimes, okay, because it can go so far out there that we can grab hold of the concept of it, but when you think about it really or try to explain it to somebody else, it makes no sense, and it seems pretty out there, and like you just have a wild and crazy imagination. But we know these things exist and we can feel them around us. So don't think you're crazy in any of this. It's probably something's giving you that idea. So just keep it in the back of your mind, okay? And if you feel you need to explore it more, then go ahead and explore it more, because you might need to find out what's really going on in your connection. And then you can decide from there how you want to proceed in the connection. But this person also might be holding grudges in this connection. They can't seem to get past certain things. Um, there's just a lot of the same problems. So, with the Six of Swords in reverse, it's just a lot of the same problems. Holding grudges, not letting things go. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse, this is a lack of generosity. This person is pretty stingy with you. This person seems to give more to other people than they give to you. They don't want to commit to the relationship. They don't want to invest in the relationship or the connection. There seems to be a lack of opportunity with this person, or this person will make offers and not follow through. This person is pretty greedy. So if you're in a toxic twin flame relationship or a darker twin flame relationship, this person is a mean spirited. This person has a mean spirit. Even if they come across as a kiss ass, okay, who is all about you, trying to give you your way, be careful of those people too, okay? People are very rarely just about you. There's usually a hidden agenda when somebody's kissing your ass. And I've learned that the hard way, trust me. So if they're kissing your ass, but there other things are going on, be careful, because you're in a twin flame, karmic or dark twin flame situation. And these people are pretty ruthless, okay? They have very dark energy. And whether you're meant to help them clear that out or not, I'm not sure, because it's pretty heavy energy and it's a lot of responsibility if you're meant to help them clear this out, because it's so much that it can cripple your own growth. So be careful in this situation. And if it gets too toxic, remove yourself from it, because it's not healthy for you and you're not going to get anywhere in the connection. It could help you grow in some ways, and this could help you get to the place where you need to be to reconnect with your true twin flame if you've met your true twin flame already, or it could lead you to the next step to where you can meet your true twin flame. But I think it's usually when you've met your true twin flame already and you've gone into separation that maybe cannot be brought back together. And you might have another twin flame come in, and it will most likely be a darker twin flame because you have to address some very deep-seated issues that maybe your true twin flame could not help you reach or could not get to with you. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot about a twin flame connection that is so new that it's hard to say really what's going on in this dynamic. But just keep an open mind when you're in this dynamic, because a lot can happen, a lot can shift, and it can do it at any time. And then we have a karmic that's usually a part of this also. And I think the karmic is more a part of the darker twin flame connections, because the karmic can bring some very dark negative energies to the connection, especially when they're dealing with witchcraft or black magic. Then that just takes a whole new, takes it to a whole new level. So when you're in this connection, you really need to try and protect yourself, because you're not going to really get anywhere if you treat it the way you would treat a normal true twin flame connection, because it's a different connection. I think it's still a true twin flame connection or a journey of the twin flame path, but it's just a completely different paradigm in which you're trying to evolve from. So you might want to do a little bit more reading up on those kind of connections to help you through your connection. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the true twin flame connection, because you'll see the differences in what a true twin flame connection is meant to do, what the purpose of the twin flame connection is meant to do. Okay, we have the World card. We have the Five of Cups, and we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So by this, the Spirit is saying with the Knight of Wands, there is still a dark side to this connection. And the Knight of Wands, the reverse Knight of Wands, he's an arrogant, kind of cocky person who gets a little bit overconfident about money and situations, okay? They're still in their ego. So the Knight of Wands is somebody who's still in their ego a lot. This is different from somebody who's toxic, though, okay? So completely different energies. So when you're in a twin flame connection, you're just dealing with somebody who's really in their ego. They might have lack of self-control. So they're just learning. It's like they're growing. They're going from an adolescent spiritually to an adult spiritually. And this is the growth that's happening within this dynamic. It's not a bad energy. It's just an immature energy. So this lack of direction is what kind of triggers some of the things that will happen in a true twin flame journey, okay? When we're talking about the Five of Cups, I thought that's a kind of a weird card to pull on this. But it actually makes a lot of sense, because the Five of Cups is dwelling in the past. So feelings of dwelling in the past, of sadness, of regret, thinking back about what we could have done different. And that's really a lot of what the twin flame journey is about. When you're in a true twin flame journey, most of the problems are stemming from emotional issues and not financial or material issues. So that's a really big difference between a true twin flame and a darker twin flame connection. And while you're in this dynamic, everything will be going great. And something will arise. And out of the blue, things will just not turn out the way you had expected it. Because you're expecting your happy ending, and then suddenly something will shift and something will change, and it changes the whole course of your life and connection with this person. And that is part of the twin flame journey. And that happens, that tower moment when everything falls apart. Okay. But when that happens, the difference between this connection and the darker twin flame connection is that you start to understand that the suffering and the pain is meant to help you to become stronger and give you more determination, give you more resilience. So this twin flame connection is really meant to help you expand your consciousness, to help you grow as a person, to level you up spiritually. Okay, because when you're in this connection, you start to understand how we are all connected, that our individual self is linked to everything else in the world. And at this point, we want to start giving back to the community. We want to start giving back. We want to make the world a better place. Also, during this time, you allow yourself time to heal. And even in separation, we know that all is not completely lost, and we can let the person go because we know that there is still a chance for us to resolve our issues and come back together. So we can separate with a more peaceful mindset when we're doing our healing. Okay, it's not so heavy on us. We can look at things a little differently because there's not so many bad, negative things being thrown at you that you have to deal with all at once. These are subtle things that will come in and trigger certain parts of your psyche, of your emotional trauma, that type of thing. But it will not attack you. It will not come at you at full force where you feel defensive and that you have to defend yourself in every situation. Okay. Um, like I said, you're able to be more gentle with yourself during this healing time so that you can come back to a place of happiness and find happiness in your experience, in your lesson, in what you've been able to accomplish. When you're in this connection, you do begin to feel a sense of fulfillment and gratitude. You're able to complete cycles in your life. Okay, so we're moving on here to the World card. This is where we start feeling a completion. We start feeling whole because we are learning how to love ourselves. And this whole journey is about becoming whole, all right, and becoming less dependent on other people for our own happiness. So you start to appreciate what you've learned. You are proud of what you learned. You're proud of what you've been able to accomplish. This is a leveling up for you. This is achievement and advancement for you. And this is the difference between this connection and the dark twin flame connection. Because in a dark twin flame connection, it seems that we're being dragged down. We're